What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma and I talk about all things Peloton cycling and fitness. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every single Sunday, and today's video I'm pretty sure is going to surprise a lot of people, but I thought it would be fun to document. So my boyfriend and I recently got our own apartment in Los Angeles. Before this, I was bouncing around quite a bit. I used to live in San Francisco and then I ended my lease last summer. And since then, I've been to Pennsylvania, I've been in Los Angeles, I've been in Hawaii, but now we're finally settled down. And this has been in the back of my mind for a while now. I want to join a gym. There is a gym in my apartment building, and the gym is nice. It has Pelotons in it, but one of the biggest problems is it doesn't open until 8 a.m. And I actually like to start my workouts earlier than that because I usually wake up at 6 to 7 a.m. So then I'm kind of sitting around waiting for my workouts. I'm a big morning workout person. And then it also has some equipment, but not like all the equipment that I want. So I tried out the apartment gym, and I'm definitely going to still go there when I want to ride the Peloton or if I am on a time crunch and just want to get a quick workout in. But I also have joined Equinox. It is a walk from my building, like a 10-minute walk. So I'm mostly going to go there now and do my workouts there. For those of you who don't know, Equinox is a very expensive gym, and my boyfriend and I actually went there last weekend to tour it. And then I wasn't sure still. I wanted to think about it some more, but then I thought about it this week and I was like, you know what? I want to try this out. It feels kind of silly to be spending so much money on a gym, but I figured that this is one of my only opportunities to do that. And if it doesn't work out, I could just stop going. It's not that big of a deal. But if it does, it would be a really cool experience. The best thing about Equinox, in my opinion, is that they have a ton of group classes, which is what I'm primarily interested in. I'm not super interested in their cycling classes just because I really do like Peloton, but I am interested in their strength classes. I've been getting more into hardcore on the floor through Peloton, and I definitely enjoy it. But A, I feel like I'm doing some of the moves wrong that I could benefit if there was an actual instructor in the room to help me. And B, I feel like I'm not pushing myself as hard as I could be if I was in a group setting. I know that you should find motivation within, but for some reason with strength, it always feels like it's dragging to me. And even if I like the class, I feel like I need somebody there to push me harder. So the group classes were kind of the biggest selling point to me. And I figure if I go to 4 to 5 workout classes a week, which I think I can easily do, it'll make sense for the monthly fee of going to Equinox. And then there's a bunch of other great perks, the showers are really nice, the locker rooms are nice, the equipment's really nice. We'll see. The lady promised me that there were never a lot of people there in the morning when I would work out. I don't know if that's honest, but we'll see this coming week. But today is Saturday and it is the first time that I'm going. My membership starts today. I'm going to be doing a strength class just called 4x4, so I don't really know what to expect. We'll see. But I thought that this video I could more dedicate towards what the new member benefits are when you join Equinox, because I didn't know this at all, but you get a bunch of free classes essentially to try to get you to commit to more classes in the future. So you get a free Pilates class, which I have next Tuesday. You get a free Equinox fitness check where I think they'll take your BMI and other stats, which I have this coming Monday. So I'm excited to see that because I just don't have any kind of information like that since I've started riding the Peloton. And then you also get one personal training class because they want you to sign up for personal training in the future. So I thought I'd document my first time at Equinox and then also talk about my experiences with the new member benefits and see if I think that it's worth it. Another side reason why I joined Equinox, and I'm not sure how successful this is going to be, is that I do consider myself pretty new to LA, even though I've been here with my boyfriend, because I don't really know a lot of people in LA, and now is the time to make friends. I don't know if making friends in group fitness classes is really the move, but your girl is definitely going to try. So that was also a main reason of joining Equinox. And then I also like how serious everybody is. in the apartment gym, like there's a lot of people that just come and go and kind of like fool around, which is fine for the most part. They don't bother you, but it'll be nice to be surrounded by people that obviously care about fitness a lot if they're willing to pay the monthly fee of going to Equinox. So that was also another huge plus. And then we actually get a discount because Chris goes to medical school here. So they're like, yeah, you can just use this discount, which is nice because anything to take some money off is always good. But I also want to take a second and just acknowledge that obviously my content will change in the future, but I don't plan on completely stopping making Peloton content. I definitely really enjoy making Peloton content, and I like that it's like very accessible to everybody watching my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm not going to review, Equinox classes or like do in-depth reviews on Equinox instructors when it's just not accessible to anybody who doesn't go to the Equinox I go to. I'm mostly still going to create Peloton content, but I'd also like to dabble like more into gym content in general. I've been watching a lot of Whitney Simmons lately. I think someone commented and told me to check her out, and I had heard of her before, but I hadn't like watched her content, and she's super motivational, and she really shows like sets that I feel like I can actually do with gym equipment, which I really, really appreciate. So I'm excited to like try out some of those sets, and I'd love to make like gym content like that in the future once I figure out what I'm doing. But for now, the Peloton content is not going anywhere. It just will also have some gym content mixed in as well. So I think that's about all the points I wanted to cover before I go to Equinox for the first time. So we'll see what kind of film we can get there and how the strength class is. I'm very interested what I think after my first experience. It is now actually the next day. It's Sunday afternoon, and I went to Equinox yesterday morning and this morning, so I can kind of give my first impressions. My initial thought is like just how much of a luxurious experience it is compared to like other gyms that I have gone to, and yeah, how lucky and fortunate I am that I can go to it. But yesterday I got there and I didn't really need another tour because we had already toured it, so I kind of knew where everything was. Put my stuff in locker rooms. I just did like a 1.5 mile run on the tread to kind of warm up for this strength class. And then I went to the strength class and I totally missed this email because they sent it out yesterday morning before the class started. And like, I don't check my email that frequently, but they're like, oh, the person that's supposed to teach this like 4x4 class got a stomach bug. So we're going to teach a Tabata Max class instead. And I'm kind of glad I didn't see that email because I don't know if I still would have gone because I was like, oh no, Tabata, not my favorite. But it actually wasn't that bad. And it was way more crowded than I thought it would be. It was like not like an uncomfortable amount. Like they do limit it and I had signed up ahead of time. So like I definitely had a spot, but it was more crowded than I thought it was going to be. But it was a really great workout, like very full body strength with a little bit of cardio thrown in too. Really, really enjoyed the class. But since it was on the bigger side, I didn't feel like I got like a lot of individual attention because it would be hard for the instructor to like kind of look at everybody when there's like 20 people in the studio. And then after that workout, I'm trying to make this deal where like I try one new piece of equipment every day. So I just like tried a random leg machine and then I was like, all right, that's enough for today. So then I took a shower and left. And then this morning I went to a class called Best Butt Ever, which I figured was just going to be like leg day, but I hadn't really thought about it until I got to the class. But no dude is going to take a class called the Best Butt Ever, right? Like it's all women, which is totally fine with me because that's who I'm trying to become friends with. So it was a way smaller class. It was at 8:45 a.m. on a Sunday, so I don't know if that's why, but there was only 6 of us. And it was very, very hard. And it's easy to bond with people when everybody is in pain, just like a lot of squats, a lot of resistant band work, and like heavy weights at the same time. My butt is going going to be sore tomorrow, but that was just like such a phenomenal class. And then the instructor at the beginning is like, just to let you know, like, I'm definitely going to be correcting your guys' form, and like, I'm totally fine with it. That's exactly what I want. So I'm like, sounds good. Like, please correct any form issues that you see. So thought that was an awesome class. And I also tried out the Soul Cycle bike that they have like at Equinox. It's just like the at-home Soul Cycle bike. They also have cycling classes, but I haven't taken any of those yet. But I had never ridden a like at-home Soul Cycle bike before. And based on the one class I took, I was really not impressed. They just really have nothing on Peloton, all 100%, like on the days I want to cycle the Peloton in my building. And then if I want to take a strength class at Equinox, I will go to Equinox only to take the strength class. Like, there's no reason for me to be taking these Soul Cycle classes at Equinox. I just was really not impressed. I'll probably make like a different video comparing like Equinox Plus in general, which is kind of like their version of Peloton and Peloton, but yes, was not impressed with it. It wasn't like horrible, like it was still a decent workout, but just they really have nothing on Peloton. And then today I was gonna wash my hair, so I like took a shower and then went in their steam room, which was very, very nice, very luxurious. And then yeah, rinsed off again and I was on my way. But the locker rooms are just like completely unmatched with like all the Kiehl's products. There's shampoo, conditioner, moisturizer, like lotion, face wash, body wash, just everything that you could possibly need. And it's such a nice product. And then the steam room was like such a nice relaxing touch to a Sunday. Obviously, I'm not gonna have time to like go into it every day, but just a really, really great day. Today specifically, I thought was like more impressive than yesterday because I took advantage of more of like the amenities, and it was nice that the class was smaller. So far, I've been very, very impressed, but I'm interested to see like what this Equinox fitness assessment is and like how the first personal training session goes. I think that I'm still very nervous around like gym lifting equipment. So I'm really hoping that they can like show me some easy things to do to like kind of break into it more. Tomorrow is my first Equinox assessment, so I will see you then and let you know how that goes. It is now Monday morning, 7 a.m., walking to Equinox. My assessment's at 8 a.m., so I'm going to try to get some strength in before it, but we'll see what it's like. I really don't know at all. It is now later in the day, and I had my assessment this morning, so I thought that I would talk about it when it's like very fresh in my mind. So I got there at like 7:55 a.m. I worked out a little bit before it, and then I was like, all right, I was ready, got to the couch at 7:55 a.m. The person I was matched up with was already there, so she's a personal trainer, because the idea is that like after this session and then a complimentary personal training session, like they want me to sign up for more. I probably won't do it just because it is very, very expensive. I believe the Equinox rates are like $140 per session, or just something very, very high. And that is not in the budget, but I do want to see like what she says. And it is a new member perk to like get these classes for free, so I might as well like take them and see what's up. So we started the assessment, and I would say that it broke down into like 3 different parts. First, I had to fill a survey out before I even like got there, and that was mostly just about like where I am right now in my fitness and like what my goals are, and then also questions about like stress, sleep, and nutrition. And I said that my stress was pretty low because it is. And then I said I sleep well because I actually do sleep very well, very fortunately, because I've not always slept well, but sleeping well now. And so then the biggest thing we focused on was nutrition, because I think I said my nutrition was only like a 6 out of 10, mostly because Chris and I, A, eat out a lot, and then B, I'm a big dessert person. So I'm like always eating dessert, and I know there's balance, but I feel like I could improve my nutrition, but I don't know how much I want to or how much I can commit to that. So we talked about that for a little bit, and then we also talked about like what I do for a job. So I'm a software engineer, so she's like, so you sit at a desk all day? And I'm like, yep. And I literally never get up because it's not even like I have meetings. So she's like, yeah, you're gonna have like bad hip mobility, which I pretty much already knew, but I'm like, yep, I am. And we tested that later. but just kind of talking about that. And then we also talked about like what my fitness goals were. And I told her that I was trying to build muscle because that is what I'm trying to do. And she was kind of like, why? And I'm just like, I just feel like it's the natural progression. Like I did cardio for so long and then I kind of just like hit that wall where I wasn't getting any better. And then you also had to rank yourself if you were beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And I said intermediate. And then she was kind of like, oh, do you like really think you're intermediate? And I was like, yeah, I know my way around. Like I had expressed to her before that I'm not that comfortable with like gym equipment yet, or that I like don't really know what to do with the gym equipment. So I don't know if then she considered that I was a beginner, but like I do the hardcore stacks and those are not easy. So I'm like, I don't feel like I'm a beginner. But yeah, she didn't really like press me or anything afterwards. Like she was a really great instructor. I had no issues with her. To get matched up with her, they did ask me like if I had a preference between a male trainer or a female trainer. And I said that I wanted a female trainer. I just kind of feel like females know the most about other females. I don't know, but I'm glad that I got a female trainer. And then after that, we did like this in-body scan where you essentially just stand on this like scale looking thing and then it like reads your body. So they printed out a whole paper for me about my current body stats, which I guess I'll say here. So I weighed in at 145 pounds and they said that 77 pounds of that is body water. And they said that you should aim for 50 to 60% of your total weight to be water, so that I'm like pretty much right in line with the 50%. I have 28.9 pounds of dry lean mass, which I guess is muscle, and then 38.8 body fat mass. So their overall recommendations from like this machine, like it like wasn't the trainer, is just to lose 6.8 pounds of body fat mass and to not like lose or gain any lean body mass, which I thought was interesting. It just seems kind of random. And then my base metabolism is 1,414 calories, which, you know, feels bad, man. It's pretty low, but I work out a lot every day. Like my active calories are probably anywhere between like 600 to 1,000 calories a day. So I assume you just like add that on top of this base rate. And then they gave some other information. My skeletal muscle mass is 59.1 pounds. My BMI is 23.5. My percent body fat is 26.7, which I thought was very high. But then I looked it up afterwards and it was like, oh, that's normal for women because women usually have like a higher body fat percentage than men. And then they also did this like segmental lean analysis where you get a percentage for your 2 arms, 2 legs, and your core. And I got over 100% for all of them. I got like between 100 and 105%. And she's like, oh, that means that you can support your weight, which is good. But in what situation can you not support your weight? I don't know. I was like, okay. And that was pretty much all the information that I got from that machine, which I think it's interesting information. Of course, I would have to do this benchmark again in the future if I like wanted to kind of see any progress or results, or like if what I'm doing is working. And I would consider taking this test again. I figure it's a good data point to have now. And then after that, we did a bunch of like mobility and flexibility tests. So she got out a bar that I had to like walk over, had to do some push-ups, some lunges, and she would like really watch my feet and like see if they were turning at all. And she seemed pretty impressed at where I was, which I guess is a good thing. She could give you a rating like 0 out of 3, and I think she gave me 2 for almost everything. But she had like reasons when she was telling me like why she was giving the score, and you could tell she was really watching like where I put my weight and stuff while I was doing the flexibility and mobility. Basically nothing was a super big concern except for my hips are very tight. So she says that she'll take that, and in my like next complimentary training session, which I have next Wednesday, she will try to like work in exercises that could help me with that. So I'm really interested to see like what she comes up with and what the rest of the training plan is. She says since I do have over the 100% for like all my different body parts, I can start adding weight, which I already am adding weight. So that's good to hear. But I'm interested to see kind of like what else comes out of this. I think this is all like useful information, but it'll be interesting to see like how she applies that information and says like what I should be doing to work out. So that was the assessment. I thought that it was like really good. The instructor was super chill and it was overall like a good experience. I'm happy with the information that I got. If anything, it's just like a good benchmark to have. So 10 out of 10 for that. And I will see you when I do my personal training session next week. It is now Tuesday of the following week, and this video definitely is going to be a little chaotic and unorganized because I had my free Pilates like intro session today, and then I have my personal training session tomorrow. So kind of taking a break from the personal training right now to talk about the Pilates class. So every new member gets a one-on-one Pilates class. They teach Pilates group classes, but I don't believe it's like with Pilates equipment, or it's just like the mat portion of Pilates. I am not the Pilates expert, so if I say anything wrong here, like feel free to comment down below and correct me. But essentially, I met up with the instructor. My session was an hour long. Right at the beginning, she was just talking to me kind of about the same stuff as the personal trainer, like what are my workout goals, like how often do I currently work out now? And then we pretty much got right to it. We did like a bunch of different segments. I think she was trying to like introduce me to all of the different aspects of Pilates, and man, oh man, was it hard. So the instructor said at the beginning, the focus of Pilates is to like lengthen your body. So that was definitely like the focus of everything we did. We started off, did some mat work where we were essentially doing mostly core, but really just trying to like lengthen out. Then we moved to something called a reformer, where you had like hand holds and you would like pull yourself up and down, and the like thing moved back and forth. It was very interesting, a machine that I've never been on before and never seen anything like it. And then we moved to another machine where there was like a bar that you could pull up and down basically, and you had to like move it back and forth. And then we finally finished just like putting our back over this like arc thing that felt super, super good because it really stretched you out. I actually really enjoyed this session. I liked it a lot more than like the Equifit assessment, but I'm curious to see how it compares to the personal training session tomorrow. The instructor was super engaged during it, and I felt like she pushed me, but she didn't push me like too hard because I'm not very flexible. So she could definitely see that I wasn't, but she still got me to like stretch out more and like push myself to the point where I could like feel the burn, but like I didn't feel like I was risking myself or like having any injury. And then I also liked it because she wasn't like super pushy about signing up for future sessions. I honestly would be interested in it, and I like asked her for the information just because I was curious, but it is just so expensive. I get that it's essentially a personal trainer and like she has a lot of training in this, so I'm not saying like it's not worth it, but I think for like a 6-week program where you go once a week, it was like $672, which is just a lot of money. So we'll definitely have to think about that maybe sometime in the future. But she said she did notice that like a lot of the time, essentially it's like hard for me to align my posture. And I do notice this when I lift weights. I like lift with my ribs, and even the Peloton instructors are like, don't do that. They don't see me. They're just like, oh, this is like a common thing to do, to like keep your ribs flat instead of like letting them come out. And I know I'm guilty of that. I can feel it when I'm working out, and I can see it when I'm editing back any kind of strength video I'm doing. So she's like, oh, if you like did Pilates, you would get better at that. Like it's not something that's going to be fixed overnight, but you could like be more aware of it. So I could definitely see the value in Pilates. And I think it's a good idea that Equinox like gives you a free session, because otherwise I never would have been like interested in it at all. I just don't really know what Pilates is, just because the only like introduction I've ever had to Pilates is from Peloton, and that's all like mat stuff. So mat stuff is part of Pilates, but then there's like all this special equipment essentially. So I thought it was a really good class. TBD if I'm going to do it, probably not right now, but maybe potentially in the future. Definitely glad that I got to try it and get a better understanding of what Pilates is, and it's definitely something that like I'd be interested in doing. And I kind of want to go back and take more Peloton Pilates classes and like see if I can feel kind of the same effect, because I will say after this class I felt very good, very like stretched out, but also like felt very strengthened. Like it wasn't easy. You were doing strength, but then you were also like lengthening your body at the same time. It was a very unique experience. If you have the opportunity to like take a Pilates class with all that equipment, I would highly recommend. So that was a 10 out of 10, really exciting, good class. And I'm interested to see how the personal training session goes tomorrow. It is now the next day and I just got back from my personal training session, so I thought I would debrief on that. So we met up at 8 a.m., which is like when we agreed upon, and she was basically like, I know that you said you wanted to learn gym equipment, but essentially like personal trainers don't really show you how to use gym equipment, and that it's more worth your time to learn functional strength, which is like fine. It just wasn't what I was expecting. So I'm like, okay. So then probably for the first like 20 to 30 minutes of the hour-long session, we did some foam rolling, which is good because I've taken some Peloton foam rolling classes, but not a lot. And I never know if I'm doing it right. And it feels like something that you like want to know the correct form for. So that was helpful. And then we did a lot of stretching and she's just like, yeah, you're really tight, which I know that's something that like I need to work on now. And then after that, we kind of just got into like functional training. So without any weights, we did squats, we did deadlifts. We tried to do some pull-ups, we did push-ups, and essentially she would like really focus on form, which is like what you would expect from a personal trainer. I think that it was useful and I could see how it would be useful in the future to take more classes. But compared to the Pilates class yesterday, I enjoyed the Pilates class a lot more. And this class felt like it was getting good form, but like not even any strengthening because there was no weights. And maybe we would add on weights later, but it seemed like that wasn't something that was on the horizon. So it was a lot of like good feedback for my form, but I'm not sure like how much I would get out of it if I kept doing it. And then at the end, she like gives the pitch. So the pitch is that it's like 12 classes for $1,500. So I think that works out to like $125 per class, which is quite expensive. It's more expensive than the Pilates. So if I was gonna do one, I would probably choose the Pilates, but probably neither of them are on my radar right now. I've really been enjoying doing the group classes at Equinox. I've been doing a lot of different strength classes. And then I also wanna start focusing and like trying to learn the gym equipment myself because that's basically what the personal trainer told me. So I'm definitely going to start working that into my routines. Basically right now, I'm just gonna try to start following Whitney Simmons routines. If you have any other recommendations for me, please let me know. Overall, I think the personal training sessions were just okay. Like I'm glad that I got to do it and kind of get a feel for like what personal training is like, but it's not something that I'm gonna continue with now, but it's nice that it's included when you sign up at Equinox. So those were all of the like new member benefits. It's been around 2 weeks since I've joined Equinox and I've really been enjoying it so far. So thumbs up to that. Definitely have been riding a lot less, but I've been running a lot more. It's nice to kind of switch up workouts so it doesn't get too boring. I have been riding pretty much constantly for 2 years. So it's nice to like step back and, you know, get more into running and get more into strength. But I will continue to make Peloton content. So please let me know if there's anything you want to see or if there's anything you want to see at Equinox. I didn't like film during these one-on-one sessions because I feel like that's kind of weird, but I am going to try to film like me doing gym equipment exercises and other Equinox content. So if you want to see something, please let me know. I hope you guys are staying safe, having an awesome week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!